Good afternoon, bowling fans. I'm Phil Brylow with you here from Sunset Bowl in Waukesha. 5 previous Road to Gold events this summer on Time Warner Cable SportsChannel has gotten us to our Road to Gold Girls Championship. 9 games in the books already today for these ladies. Top 4 making the TV show to battle out for the $250 Visa gift card to the champion. Be back with that opening match from Sunset Bowl after this short break.
All right, Milwaukee Bowlers, we're looking to grow one of the best premier scratch leagues in the area, and we want you to come join us. So here at AMF Bolero, we're going to be expanding this league. We're going to be adding a bunch of money. If you have not heard about the Bolero Masters, it's Wednesday nights, starts in the fall, first Wednesday of September after Labor Day. We're going to add about $1,500 to the prize fund, plus we're going to take a discount on lineage to make sure that that prize fund is something that you guys want to bowl for. So you need to get your teams now, call us here at Bolero, and let us know if you're going to join us here this fall.
Providing premier equipment sales and services to Wisconsin bowlers since 1973. Check out our Wall of Fame and our current specials at bpsmilwaukee.com. And with the handshake, we are underway here at Sunset Bowl in Waukesha for the 2016 Wisconsin Road to Gold Girls Championship. Our opening match, Stephanie Followback taking on Kaylee Vaught. Followback's going to be starting the match off here on lane 3. Suppose we already have 9 games in the books before making the TV show today. They bowled 3 games each on a 35-foot, 40-foot, and 44-foot oil pattern to determine our top 4, as Followback starts a little bit light on this 35-foot pattern. The top seed on the show today, Savannah Giroux, had the choice of the oil pattern to be used on the TV show, and she chose the 35-foot World 10-Pin Bowling Association Los Angeles pattern. So that's why you'll see these players migrating more towards the outside of the lane with 25 feet of dry and a relatively flat pattern. Spares are going to be at a premium on this show today. First appearance for Kaylee Vaught on our shows here on Time Warner Cable SportsChannel. Bowls out of Town and Country Lanes in Burlington. And a good first shot for Kaylee coming out of the gates. Taking early lead on Followback. Vaught, part of the 2014 Burlington High School Girls State Champions. They won Division II in 2014. That ball hooks up a little early for Vaught and leaves just the 6-pin. Bowlers really struggled to keep this ball off the head pin on this 35-foot pattern. With as much early hook as there is, with 25 feet of dry, you really had to focus on making sure the ball went up the outside part of the lane. You really couldn't give the pocket away so much because the ball would turn over very quickly. Is a very errant shot by Vaught. Puts an open frame on the board. If you went away from the pocket, the ball would use so much energy turning, trying to get back, that we'd see a lot of washouts. Or as we saw for Followback early on, that 3-7 combination. So very direct through the front part of the lane was the best. Even some of the players on the right side using a bit of right to left projection on the bowling ball to get it up facing the pocket early enough. Followback smooth up the outside part of the lane. Ball just bites a little hard a little early. And the 2-4 combination shouldn't be too much of a problem for Followback. Followback starting her studies this year at Robert Morris University in Chicago. That big bowling powerhouse. Getting a quality left-handed addition to their team. Cover made by Followback. Saw a bowler earlier this summer on our Road to Gold series, Courtney Ermish, who was runner-up in the challenge match at Motion Plus Lanes. Courtney going to be one of Followbeck's teammates at Robert Morris. The great projection down lane by Followbeck, 10 back in the pit. I want to thank our friend Joe Serrar for all his support for these young players. Some of the additional prizes provided this summer thanks to Bowlers Pro Shop in Milwaukee. We'll get Joey back in the color commentary seat shortly once the busy part of the bowling season gets done. Everybody getting the new bowling balls for league, and Vaught with a power-packed strike in her third frame to stay within 1 pin of the lead. Still some good specials going on at Bowlers Pro Shop. Still some good league openings at Motion Plus Lanes, and we are looking forward to another great bowling season. This will be our 10th season upcoming on Time Warner Cable SportsChannel with these fabulous youth and adult bowling shows. And unfortunately for Vaught, ball leaked out to the right, not enough energy on it to turn back towards the head pin with that projection away from the pocket. She'll definitely get this straightened out for the spare. You just hope for no overcorrection. And once again, a little quick out of the hand. Misses the head pin again, and now a large lead opened up by Followbeck. 15 pins while she's working on a strike. Well, if you followed me on Extra Frame this summer, of course you know me as $2 Phil for my Extra Frame days. Lots of bowling action from around the country. More bowling action coming up on Extra Frame as well. If you're not a subscriber to that great service for the PBA, check it out at pba.com. We've got the Fall Swing, Fall Classic, World Series of Bowling all coming up, along with some other events. And you can subscribe for less than $1.25 a week. Use this great Time Warner internet. Keep those download speeds you need to view our great pictures and audio off of Extra Frame. If you haven't thought about being a subscriber yet, you can even try it for as low as $3.99. So, hope to see you on Extra Frame as well as here on Time Warner Cable SportsChannel as Followbeck gets a bit of a break, rattling the pins around for that spare to maintain her lead. You see that deliberate setup for Followbeck. Make sure that ball's in the correct position. The 5 steps to the line, that quick transition step on the 4th step to get into the slide. And unfortunately for Followbeck on that light hit, the angle she's using leaves that interesting spare combination. Not very often for a left-hander you see the 3, 9, and 10. Just going to slide the ball into the 3-9 combination. Hopefully have the 3 or the 9 take out the 10 pin. Let's see, chances of the spare for a bowler of Followbeck's capability is about 70%, and unfortunately hooks past the 9 pin. And now once again a tight match here between Vaught and Followbeck. Vaught leaves a single pin in arrears to Followbeck going into the high 5 gear 5th frame. Remember, anytime a bowler strikes in a singles event in the high 5 gear 5th frame, they get a $25 gift certificate for any of the apparel that high 5 gear makes. Customize your bowling jersey, golf wear. They even have chroma color pants and skirts to coordinate with any jersey that you make. You can check out all the details at high5gear.com. Unfortunately, we'll have to save those gift certificates for another game as Followbeck and Vaught do not strike in the 5th frame. Vaught now with an open frame. And that leaves Vaught down by 12 pins halfway through this match. Winner of this match advances to the semifinal to take on Caitlin Martirana. First time we'll see Caitlin in singles competition on our telecasts. The winner of that semifinal match will advance to take on Savannah Giroux for the Road to Gold title and a $250 Visa gift card for the winner. That comes in handy with all the school spending these young bowlers have coming up. Lots of back-to-school needs, and they can use that gift card for maybe buying some books or get some new clothes. And unfortunately for Vogt, another open frame. Big lead for Followback. Followback will be up in the 6th frame when we return to Sunset Bowl in Waukesha. Due to time constraints, we have the bowlers roll through the commercial break here at Sunset Bowl for the 2016 Wisconsin Road to Gold Girls Championship opening match. Stephanie Followback, large miss to the right, leaves the 1, 2, and 5 combination, and the overcorrection on the spare attempt leaves the head pin and an open frame for Followback. However, she steps up in the 7th frame, perfect projection off the hand, scrambles the pins at the end of the lane for a strike. Kelly Vogt steps up in her half of the 7th frame, on target line. The 6th pin, though, just leans over, doesn't take the 10 out. And even with the move to the left on the approach, ball thrown too far to the right in the channel for Vogt in an open frame. 8th frame for Vogt, pulled well left off the hand, leaves the 6 and 9 pins for the combination. Then once again, an overcorrection on a spare attempt, trying to fight off the 25 feet of dry on the lanes on this 35-foot World 10-Pin Bowling Association oil pattern. And the ball goes into the channel. A large lead now for Followback as she steps up in her half of the 8th frame with Caitlin Martirana waiting in the wings for the winner of this match. And another well-pulled shot by Followback. Misses the head pin right. And it doesn't take a large miss for these players on this short oil pattern for the ball to miss the head pin entirely. That was probably a 3-board miss right by Followback, but because of the left to right angle she's using at the front part of the lane, it accentuates how much the ball is hooking on the back part of the lane when she misses to the right. And that's why she missed the head pin on the first shot, but a perfect spare conversion on the second ball to maintain a large lead with 2 frames to go. If Followback stays clean these last 2 frames, it's going to be almost impossible for Vogt to catch up. Followback, nice shot off the hand, scrambles the rack. She's got lane 3 down. She just has to figure out what exactly to do on lane 4. Right now, Vogt's maximum score at 148. That would just require a good count for Followback in the 10th frame to advance to the semifinal match. Vogt, you can see wearing that extra slide sock on the outside of her bowling shoe to get a little more slide on the front part of the sole when needed. A little bit humid here today in Waukesha, and of course bowling approaches get a little bit tacky or just a hair bit short on the slide when they get a bit humid. And a great cover there by Vogt, but unfortunately that is going to end her day. She's still going to be taking home a $50 Visa gift card for her 4th place efforts, and we couldn't do the gift cards for these young players without the help of all of our sponsors for this Road to Gold series this summer, including our great hosts Phil and Patty Onko at Castle Lanes and Racine. Can't wait to go back there for more of our televised events, especially with our high school players. They always look forward to that Midwinter High School Classic. It's held on New Year's Eve, and we'll televise that in January of 2017 here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. I'd like to thank everyone at Time Warner for the 10 years of televised bowling we've been able to offer on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. And the quality shot there by Vogt. Don't want to go out on a really bad shot. Still a chance for 119 for Vogt. Not the greatest game she was looking for. Coming out here for her first time in a singles competition under the TV lights, but These young players know in their young careers they have to get the experience under their belt and build on it to become a better player. I'm sure it's not the last time we'll see Vogt on television. 114 in the books. Not our lowest score of all time in almost 10 years of televised competition. Lowest score would be 92, and that was actually done by Brookfield Central High School back in 2009. They came back in that match, though, forced best of 5 game set into an overtime match with a tie game. And Followback, not the prettiest strike right there, but she'll take it. Puts a double up on the board, 184 maximum. And still having issues with lane 4. If she can get lane 4 figured out as well as she has lane 3 figured out, it could be a tough match for Caitlin Martirana coming on board. And of course, waiting in the wings are top seed Savannah Giroux. Followback with her best shot of the match on lane 4 of that effort. However, a little weak in the pocket. You saw the 4-pin lay in the flat gutter. Didn't do the job in the 7. We're going to let Followback finish up her spare here. We'll be back with that semifinal match between Stephanie Followback and Caitlin Martirana from Sunset Bowl. And we're back at Sunset Bowl in Waukesha for the semifinal match of the 2016 Wisconsin Road to Gold Girls Championship, as these ladies make their way towards the final match against Savannah Giroux to try to take home the $250 Visa gift card for the championship today. Stephanie Followback advanced out of the opening match against Kaylee Vaught, 173-114. 4 strikes for Followback in that first game, 3 of them coming on pocket shots. That one, a bit of a crossover, leaving the 5-7 split. It's probably about a 40% chance for Followback making this. She's going to get to the right side of that 5-pin, slide it over into the 7. Does not do so. Early open frame for Followback. Followback 3 over 4 strikes were on lane 3 in that opening match. Now our number 2 seed, Caitlin Martirana, her first singles appearance here on our Time Warner Cable SportsChannel shows. She's part of the Oak Creek girls team that finished in 2nd place at the Midwinter High School Classic this past year. Great opening shot for Martirana. Rings up the 10-pin. As you can see, Martirana using a very direct line to the pocket. A little bit of right to left projection to start the ball out on the lane. Takes the polyester ball out to shoot it nice and easy at that 10-pin. No problem covering it up. And the early 11-pin lead for Martirana. I want to thank all of our sponsors this summer for all the great awards we were able to provide for these players, including High Five Gear, Action Heating and Cooling, and Barbier's Italian Inn, some of our year-round sponsors, to help provide some of the great awards. We provided over $3,000 worth of merchandise awards this summer on our Road to Gold series for these youth players. Martirana with a bit of trouble with the 210 combination. Get the ball to the left of the 2-pin, slide it over. That's a little too far left to start with. And an open frame on the board for Martirana. Well, we're getting into the late part of summer. early part of fall, but best time to get your furnace tuned up and get it ready for those cold Wisconsin winters is right about now. You can give Action Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing a call. 414-291-5400, and they'd be more than happy to come out, check out the status of your furnace, make any repairs necessary, so all of a sudden, at first cold snap, you're not just firing up the furnace and finding out it doesn't work. Get that tune-up scheduled early on your furnace at home. 3-5-6 combination for Followbeck, not a problem. See these young players both using polyester balls to take the oil pattern out of play. Still a little bit of hook on those balls. 25 feet of dry on this pattern. You may have to play for that 1 or 2 boards of hook that polyester ball still will make as you put it towards the spare. Once again, that very direct line, a little bit of left to right projection for Followbeck, a little bit too much on the nose, lucky to break up any split at the end of the lane, leaving just the 4-pin. As you see, gives herself as much in the lane as possible, moves to the right side of the approach. The ball should roll right about over third arrow for her. Just outside of third arrow, no problem covering up that single pin. We'll have some great high school events coming up for you this winter and spring on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. As always, we mentioned the Midwinter High School Classic for some of the best high school teams in Wisconsin. We'll also have the Wisconsin High School Mixed Doubles Championships. And of course, the premier singles event for high school bowlers in Wisconsin, the Top Gun. We'll have that in February 2017 for you here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Martirana with the correction on the spare. You can see didn't try to pull the ball through so hard on that spare attempt as she did on her first ball when she missed left of the head pin. Has no problem coming up the 1 and the 3. And that's pretty much the line she's going to want to use to keep the ball in play. It's not going to take a lot of strikes to win matches today, but it will definitely take great spare shooting to stay in contention on this very tough Los Angeles oil pattern made by the World 10-Pin Bowling Association. Very flat, just about a 2-to-1 ratio. Much tougher than those 9-to-1, 10-to-1 ratios many bowlers bowl their leagues on. Speed and targeting accuracy, both a must to score on this pattern. I want to thank Rex and Sandy Byron at Eileen's Bowling Buddy for all the support they've given us over the years. Great bowling training aids. Great way to get yourself back into the swing of things after a summer off. Check them out at eileensbowlingbuddy.com to see the training aids that can help you out. Lots of high school and college teams using those training aids to get their players grooving their swing, working out when they can't be on the lanes. Now Followbeck with an issue where she's missing to the left of the head pin on lane 4. Right in that strike pocket. Maybe not the spare shot she was exactly looking for, but that should give her a line to the 1-2 pocket next time she steps up on lane 4. Don't forget, Gina Dereshevsky at Classic Lanes Greenfield once again hosting the Jimmy the Greek Round to Remember on Saturday, September 17th at Muskego Lakes Golf Club. Details on that golf outing you'll see during the commercial in this next break. Great fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Association of Southeastern Wisconsin. We're glad here at EBC Productions to support that golf outing. In memory of a great man, Jim Porras, a great supporter of bowling over many years. in southeastern Wisconsin, and of course Gina Dereshevsky's father. And Fallback with the errant single pin attempt, not even close on that spare. Almost like she was lining up for the 1-2 pocket. And now a chance for Maritorana to get herself back in this match, and she's overthinking a little bit. You can see she was tentative to the line, and then she looked at her thumb. These bowlers, before they even got to TV today, had 9 games of bowling, 3 games each on a short, medium, and long patterns. There was breaks to re-oil the lanes as well. And if these players aren't used to getting 9 games of bowling in, plus the practice, 10 minutes of practice before they bowled on each lane condition, plus the practice prior to the television show, it could be taking their toll on some of the fingers and thumbs right now. Hopefully not a large issue for Maritorana as she steps up in the 6th frame. Great shot. Ball slices past the 9-pin. This is where with many times you see Maritorana with the thumb tape on her thumb. Sometimes a second piece might be necessary on the thumb or inside the thumb to protect any wear and tear on that skin. No problem for Maritorana covering up that single pin. We'll be back with the rest of our semifinal from Sunset Bowl in Waukesha for the 2016 Road to Gold Girls Championship. Bowlers kept bowling through the commercial break to keep us within our allotted time. Stephanie Fallback steps up in her half of the 6th frame. Good projection down lane, just comes up a little light, leaves the 3, 5, and 6 combination. Polyester ball in hand, gets all 3 pins down, stay in the lead by 7 pins. And Fallback's 7th frame, ball slightly misses to the right. You see the over acceleration, almost missing the head pin. And the 2-4-8 combination, not easy for a left-hander, gets just the 2 pin on the spare attempt. Maritorana, a little bit of a stick at the line, a good break to leave just the 3 and the 6 combination. However, holds the ball to the left, gets just the 3 on the spare attempt. A little quick out of the hand. You can see the ball not turning over properly on lane 3, leaving the 2-4-5. But the spare is made. Fallback leads by 5 pins, stepping up with 2.5 frames remaining in this game, with our top seed Savannah Giroux waiting in the wings. Fallback on an open frame. Her maximum score right now 188, and once again she's at either right of the head pin or left of the head pin, rarely in the pocket on lane 4 today. Really has been causing her issues. Sometimes it takes an extreme difference playing lines from lane to lane depending on the oil pattern that's out there. And it could be problems for Fallback because she's going to be stepping up on this lane again in the 10th frame, and if she needs to strike to win, the only strike she has on lane 4 is a crossover in the 10th frame of her opening match. 178 now, Fallback's maximum. However, Maritorana's maximum 173. Fallback cannot be shut out, with Maritorana finishing the match first. 5 steps to the line. Good projection out of the hand, but you can see not the revolutions she was looking for. Came out of it a bit flat. Ball never turned over. And the 1, 3, and 6 combination, not an easy spare at this point in time. She left it once earlier this game. Converted it on lane 4. And once again, usually try to get all 3 pins with the ball in that spare conversion. She went more towards a pocket shot And hit light pocket, got the head pin to come back off the wall, take the 6 pin out, but not the 3. And Mara Tirana takes the lead while she's on the bench. Four steps to the line, the high backswing on target line. Best shot of the game so far by Mara Tirana. And now a chance to lock out Fallback. Maximum score 173. Fallback's maximum 154. And you can see Mara Tirana checking out that thumb. She may not have gotten that protective tape on that thumb early enough today. And excessive ball speed almost gets a huge break to take out the head pin from behind. Should have been a 1-2-4 combination. Watch that 3 pin come high off the back wall. Hits the 4. 4 falls forward into the 2. Just missing the head pin. Not going to miss the head pin twice in a frame. And now with the 153 maximum for Mara Tirana, that's going to force Fallback to get all 3 strikes in the 10th frame to advance to the championship match against Savannah Giroux. Count here is important for Mara Tirana. Full ride here forces all 3 from Fallback once again. Accelerating out of the hand, not getting the revolution she's looking for. 150. The final score. As Mara Tirana goes over and talks to her high school coach from Oak Creek High School, Don Rask, getting some words of advice, and now all she can do is wait on the sidelines. A double in 7 gets Fallback into the championship match. Yet the strike on this lane this game. A little tentative out of the hand, got the ball to get into the head pin. After missing that head pin, 2 of the last 3 shots, and unfortunately, it's going to eliminate Fallback from the day. $75 gift card going home with her. And we'll be back with the championship match here from Sunset Bowl between Caitlin Mara Tirana and Savannah Giroux after this short break. Make sure you stay tuned. Why do we have so many of our televised tournaments at Castle Lanes? Because we love being part of the wild side of bowling. If you're ready to get in touch with your wild side, go to castlelanes.com. Well, bowling fans, you've waited all day for it. The bowlers have waited all day for it. The fans have waited all day for it. The championship match here at the 2016 Wisconsin Road to Gold Girls Championship. Savannah Giroux's been waiting in the wings. 9 games of bowling earlier in the day. 3 games each on a short, medium, and long pattern. She was the qualifying leader. She chose this 35-foot World 10-Pin Bowling Association Los Angeles pattern to bowl on during the stepladder finals, and a good break early on a high crossover hit for Giroux to get an opening strike on the board. Winner of this match takes home a $250 Visa gift card. Second place in the match takes home $125 on a Visa gift card. Both good ways to get the school year off to a phenomenal start. Caitlin Mara Tirana using that very direct line to the pocket. And when she comes out of it clean, and she doesn't put too much speed on the ball, she can make things happen. 10 in the pit for Mara Tirana to start her championship match. Once again, I want to thank all of our sponsors: High Five Gear, Action Heating and Cooling, Barbier's Italian Inn, Bowlers Pro Shop Milwaukee. For all their help, we gave away over $3,000 in merchandise awards to our youth players during this Road to Gold Summer Series. And unfortunately for Mara Tirana, just checking out her thumb, little problem there. A little quick with the speed, and the ball into the right gutter. No damage done yet. She is working on a strike. So right now, if she gets all 10 down on the second ball, it'd be no different than shooting at 9 spare with bowling's scoring system, with the strike counting as 10 plus the next 2 shots. Unfortunately for Maritorana, only 6 on the fill ball gives her 22 in the second frame. Savannah Giroux can open up a big lead early if she can put up a strike here in frame number 2. Giroux will be attending Mount Mercy University in Iowa on a bowling scholarship this fall. Good toss by Giroux. Leaves the weak 10. You can see both these young ladies playing a very similar line to the pocket, trying to take the oil pattern out of play. You see not quite the strength of roll that Giroux was looking for to get through the pocket and get all 10 down. Switches to the polyester ball, left side of the approach. We've all seen Giroux. She has a great spare game, and she fills another frame just like she's done all day long. Giroux leading qualifying over the 3 various patterns with just over a 190 average. Those 3 patterns in length were 35, 40, 44 feet. And once again, as top seed, she chose the pattern for the stepladder final, and she chose the 35-foot WTBA Los Angeles pattern. Comes up a bit high on that shot, leaves the 6 and 10. And you can see both these players using a bowling ball with just a little bit of scuff on the surface of the bowling ball. Keeps the ball from overreacting with 25 feet of dry out on the lane. You want that ease of motion. And that's left the target out of Giroux's hand in a big open frame on the board for Savannah Giroux. You won't see players using polished bowling balls very often on short patterns anymore, just because the large change of direction a polished bowling ball can give can really leave some problems if you're off with your targeting or speed. Good toss there by Caitlin Maritorana. Bad break, leaving the 7-pin on the light hit. Head pin goes to the sideboard, just can't quite get the 10-pin to go down. She'll go cross lane at the spare, and too direct at that 7-pin. Ball gets to that high friction of 25 feet of dry, hooks away. That could be something where maybe if she used that polyester ball she would have taken that dry out of play, stayed on the lane, and put a spare on the board, and now a consecutive open frames for Maritorana. Good toss out of the hand. Unbelievable solid 8-pin on one of her better efforts of the day. Watch the replay. Watch the ball slice the 5-pin directly back off the 8. Ball doesn't take the 8 out. She knows it was a great shot. Stunned that it doesn't fall for her, and really off on the timing and rhythm of that spare attempt. And back-to-back single-pin misses for Maritorana leaves a huge lead for Giroux stepping up. 26 pins that lead as Giroux steps up in frame number 4. Savannah Giroux does most of her bowling at Guttormson's Recreation Center in Kenosha. High game of 297, high series 813, and you can see with mixing around strikes like that shot on patterns that might be a little bit easier on house, you can see where she could put an 800 series together on the board. Of course, Giroux, teammate of Stephanie Followback at Indian Trail the last 4 years. Those bowlers taking the Division I High School State Girls Championship this past year. So it's going to be an interesting year for Indian Trail. Solid core, but losing 2 of your superstars with Followback and Giroux. It's going to be interesting to see how Indian Trail responds in District 3 girls competition once that begins in December, as all those high school players make their way back towards the state tournament. State tournament being held in Milwaukee in March. of 2017. First time in a while that we've seen the state tournament in Milwaukee. And now with an open frame in the high five gear, fifth frame for Giroux. One last chance today to award a $25 high five gear gift card for any apparel the high five gear sells. Maritorano with the last chance needs to get lucky on the crossover, and a terrible break with neither the 5 or 10 going down. And it's looking like a fourth consecutive open for Maritorana, and after grinding through her semifinal match with a 150 to 132 win over Stephanie Fallebeck, and I think the thumb is starting to give her problems. I think some of the footwork as well. And these bowlers have gone through a lot today. 9 games before they even made TV, plus 10 minutes of practice before each of those 3-game sets on the 3 patterns. And if these young players aren't used to it, it will take a toll physically and mentally on their bodies. A little bit of a rushed shot there by Maritorana. She's not out of the game yet. She can put some strikes together, but you can see a little bit of a dejected look on her face, and she just needs to stop the bleeding right now. Doesn't want to leave a 5th consecutive open on the board. That ball pulled left, 5 consecutive opens for Maritorana. Giroux with the big lead, and she'll be stepping up to finish off this championship match from Sunset Bowl. Providing premier equipment sales and services to Wisconsin bowlers since 1973. Check out our Wall of Fame and our current specials at bpsmilwaukee.com. Barbier's Italian Inn, featured in onmilwaukee.com's In Search of the Perfect Pizza in January 2013. Near Miller Park on Blue Mound Road and on Milwaukee Avenue in South Milwaukee. I'm Phil Brylow, back with you from Sunset Bowl. 2016 Wisconsin Road to Gold Girls Championship. Savannah Giroux in the lead in this final match. 37 pins as Caitlin Maritorano's struggles continue. Maritorano working on 5 consecutive opens. Giroux right now just needing to stay clean to take home this title and the $250 Visa gift card for the championship. And after the whiff of the head pin and the 1, 2, and 8 remaining, last thing Giroux wants to do is return a couple of open frames back in the favor of Maritorana, and there is an open, barely makes contact with the head pin. 25 pins, still the lead, but we've seen it so many times here on our Time Warner Cable SportsChannel shows over the last 9 seasons. One bowler gets a couple of opens, another bowler puts 3 in a row on the board. Then next thing you know, the tide of the match turns, momentum changes, and we could have ourselves a match very quickly with just 4 frames remaining. Giroux not happy with that shot at release. Knew she was going to be dead on the head pin. Should be very happy. The only thing standing in the pin deck is just the 3 pin. We've seen Savannah before. She knows what to do on the spares. She won't waste any time. Doesn't let the nerves get to her, and no problem covering up that 3 pin to maintain the 25 pin lead. Maritorana not out of this match yet. 177 still possible if she were to strike out. 162 pace for Giroux if she were to continue alternating strikes and spares the rest of the way through the match. That's just slightly left of target for Maritorana. Single pin. She's missed her last 3 single pin attempts. Needs to stop the bleeding now. And dead pull left, and she's having thumb issues. You can tell at release. Ball not clean off the thumb. Now she knows the match pretty much all but over. But you want to go on a high note. You don't want to sit and rush every single shot. Way too high in the backswing. And you can see the frustration setting in for Maritorana. First time under the lights in singles competition. She did a great job for Oak Creek in the anchor spot last year at the Midwinter High School Classic, and I'm sure we'll see her in that spot again this year when she takes place. And that ball change, you'd see the polished balls we talked about earlier, too much of a directional change. Doesn't have any time to hold pocket on the spare. And now for Giroux, it's basically just coasting to the finish line, but we know Savannah, she's going to put up as many pins as she can on the scoreboard. Good toss. Watch her scramble the rack. You can see the difference between Maritorana's last shot with the over-exaggerated backswing, the frustration setting in, and Giroux with the shoulder-high backswing, just letting the ball float through on the bottom, smooth off the hand, and no problem getting all 10 pins down on that shot. Points it up to the pocket. 6-pin just leans on the 10. Can't quite get it open. Watch that 6-pin. Ball deflects. Ball actually almost got all the way to the 10-pin spot. And Giroux with the polyester ball gets it right into the 10-pin. Now Caitlin Maritorana stepping up. Just want to get a couple of spares on the board to finish out a little stronger. And you can see the frustration setting in, the backswing getting higher and higher. And 2-4-10, a tough combination. And this, the spare conversion here, it may get Maritorana into territory no one wants to be a part of. And with 0 on the spare, it's 81 in the 9th. As we mentioned earlier, our lowest game ever on television was 92 by Brookfield Central in a high school challenge match back in 2009. And Maritorana needs this spare and 2 pins to avoid taking over that low game record. And you can't define a bowler by a single game on TV. And that's got the chance for the spare. There it is. Record possibly avoided. I mean, if you look back at Tom Doherty in the 2012 PBA Tournament of Champions, where Doherty had a 100 game against Mika Koivuniemi's 299. You can't define the PBA champion by a single game, and you cannot define Caitlin Maritorana by this single game as well. Bowled great all day to get into the number 2 seed coming into the TV show. And I'm sure it's not the last time we'll see Caitlin. And don't forget, the first time Tom Doherty bowled on TV after the 100 game, he won the PBA Chameleon Championship. Another great toss there by Giroux. $250 on a Visa gift card going out the door of Sunset Bowl here with her, along with all the other prizes that she won throughout this Road to Gold summer run. We're not done with the Road to Gold series as of yet, as Giroux puts a second strike on the board on the 10th frame. Our boys championship will be the next show here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. You'll see Brent Boho, who you've seen alive this summer, as a top seed on that show. We'll see what pattern he chooses when he bowls. Savannah Giroux taking home the $250 Visa gift card for first place. We'll be back up to wrap up the show from Sunset Bowl in Waukesha after this short break. Caitlin Maritorana had problems with her spare shooting in the championship match, letting Savannah Giroux coast to an easy victory. The $250 Visa gift card for the championship goes home with Giroux. Next show coming up here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel, the Boys Road to Gold Championship from Sunset Bowl. I'm Phil Brylow. Parents take the kids bowling, they'll have fun for life, and we'll see you next time from Sunset Bowl in Waukesha.